Hi YouTube, I'm Tandy, the Pioneer Guy. I've recently made a Patreon where you can help me make content full-time. That Patreon link's going to be in the description below. If you like the video here on YouTube, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button at the end. Thanks for watching. Hi YouTube, Tandy here for another video, and today we're going to be playing Pioneer, and we're going to run this new version of Izzet Control through a league. This build, instead of playing Days Undoing along with Narset, instead we're getting a card that's actually a little more palatable to be cast even when you don't have a Narset in play, and that's Collective Defiance. So Collective Defiance is a card that actually did some really cool stuff during the Inverter of Truth days, because your opponent would play Inverter of Truth and you could make them discard their hand and then draw that many cards, and that would often be enough to deck them because their deck would be very small from the Inverter of Truth. So Collective Defiance here, though, is working in a similar fashion, but it's more proactive instead of reactive, where we use it to make our opponent discard their hand and then draw that many cards, but with Narset part of the Veils on the battlefield, they only draw the one. Now, Collective Defiance also has two other modes, one of which is deal damage to a creature, one of which is deal damage to a player. So, in essence, you're getting a Days Undoing type effect, but it also has the ability to be cast in a number of other useful ways. So I think in that specifically, we're just going to see Collective Defiance be a bit better than Days Undoing in this shell. Now, some people are going to ask, well, Tandy, why would you play Collective Defiance? Sometimes Days Undoing is a way to just refill your hand. And to that I say, the last time I played Izzet Control, I actually had no trouble with having raw resources. Narset, Treasure Cruise, these are cards, even Expressive Iteration and Niv-Mizzet. These are cards that replace themselves and often gain extra cards in the process. And Treasure Cruise specifically works actually very poorly with Days Undoing. And so now we actually have this ability to play all of our Treasure Cruises and card advantage spells, and we don't really reset all of our card advantage with the Days Undoing, and instead we just have Collective Defiance, which is a 3-mana removal spell that doubles as a way to just wheel our opponent's hand with Narset. So I'm pretty happy about that. Our removal of choice, 3 Impulse, 3 Flame Blast Bolt. Sometimes we need to handle creatures that need exile, and sometimes we need to handle creatures with 3 toughness. 2 Bonecrusher Giants to kind of supplement that cheap interaction. 1 Anger of the Gods main deck as a miser. 2 more on the board that can come in. A main deck Brazen Borrower, which can also be pretty sweet when we're trying to deal the last points of damage. But it also is just something we can draw to since it's a bounce spell. We don't really have that many of that kind of card in our deck. The rest of our deck, Opt, Consider. These are things that help flip Thing in the Ice. This is like one of the biggest cards in Izzet Phoenix most of the time. And we're using it in a control shell, but we're using it with very similar spells. Our Considers, Ops, Impulse, Flame Blast, and Expressive Iteration are all things you see in Izzet Phoenix and are all very cheap and good and replace themselves to help keep Thing in the Ice being a powerhouse. The sideboard is something that I haven't really been, super experienced with yet, so I don't want to say that something is good or bad, but I will say that Hullbreaker Horror has been one of the cards that is scary out of the sideboard for me. 3 Mystical Dispute helps us resolve our Narsets, helps us prevent our opponent from resolving theirs. 2 Negates, 2 Aether Gust, which are great against the aggressive red decks as well as the green ramp decks. Narset's Reversal, which is awesome against Lotus Field combo. 3 copies of Fry, which double as answers to Winota, but can also kill Teferi and the Wandering Emperor. And then 1 Vandal Blast as a anti-artifact card, but I don't expect that it'll come up too much. But against those decks, it is nice to just have a 1-mana way to kill an artifact that sometimes just doubles as a sweeper effect for him, which is cool. Alright, well, that's Izzet Control. Our mana base is pretty straightforward. We got a ton of dual lands, a couple copies of Hull the Storm Giants, and a couple of utility lands with 1 Otawara and 1 Sokenzan Crucible of Defiance. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the matches. Alright, we're here for round number 1. We lost the die roll, but that's okay. Maybe we'll have a good opener that's good for being on the draw. Maybe we'll mulligan. Hopefully not. But being on the draw when you mulligan is fine. Alright, well, we have these 2 wonky Collective Defiance. Let's see how this goes. I'm probably not going to play Opt on 1. I'm probably just going to play Tap Land, especially if they play an aggressive creature. Ah, mono red. Rough. Alright, well, I need to draw a 1-mana removal spell right now, or this Monster Swiftspear is going to deal me like 7. All right, we're just going to play this tapped. I'm still going to protect my life total a little bit. Drawing 2 Steam Vents from opener is a huge bummer against the old mono red deck, but I think this is a very keepable opener in the dark. Play with fire. Okay, at least it's not Eidolon. Eidolon would have been pretty bad for me. Defiance is better than Days of Doing here? Oh, for sure. That's why it's in the deck, I think. Alright, well, this is a lot of damage coming across. We're going to be at 11 on our turn 2. 9 if we shock. Alright, we're going to go to 9 and play Thing. And I'm just going to block, I think. We're too far away from turning it on. And we'll kind of force them to throw some burn at the Thing in the ice. Needle and Faithless, that deck kind of exists already, but it's just Rakdos mid-range. Like, you're just trying to rebuild the wheel or whatever, right? Like, no need. No need to rebuild the wheel. Or reinvent the wheel, rather. I could have maybe played Consider or opt to look for a... To look for a land. We drew 1. Alright, let's just deal 4 damage to this. One of the struggles playing decks like Phoneix is that when you're under the gun from Soulscar Mages and Swift Spirits and stuff, and even Eidolon the Great Revel, playing things like Consider and Opt are just non-starters, you know? You just can't do it. I mean, you can play whatever you want. Like, if you just want to play dragons, that's fine. I don't know, man. The thing I'm telling you is that that deck kind of already exists, and it's pretty good. And you just want to put some dragons in it, that's fine. But, like, there's a reason why the dragons version doesn't exist yet. And it's not because people don't like Stormbreath Dragon. People fucking love Stormbreath Dragon. Alright, well, let's go. Anger's in. Aether Gust in. Kind of want the negates, honestly. What do we cut? Narsets? Does Escalate change the mana value of a card on the stack? No, the only thing that does, as far as I know, is X-Spells. X-Spells change mana value on the stack, but basically everything else is static of what it says at the top right. Now, there are some cards like Ashmouth Dragon, whatever the egg front is. What's the egg called? It's not just Dragon Egg, is it? The 04 from Standard. That one doesn't do mana value, it does mana spent, which is kind of cool. All right, let's keep this hand. I think I'm going to lead with Sokenzan in case I need double blue from this without taking damage from the Steam Vents. Smoldering Egg, that's the one. All right, so we know what cards or what hands to keep in this matchup now that we have lost the game. Our game 1 draw on the draw, 2 1-mana draw spells, Thing in the Ice, card draw effects. That's not really how you beat these mono red decks. You got to kill the early creatures because their burn spells don't really get the job done that well. Their creatures need to deal like 7 damage. If their creatures deal like 7 to 10 damage, it's usually pretty easy for them to win. Ryan says, I kind of just want to watch more Teamerek now. As far as I remember, Pascal Maynard did some Teamer stuff. And he might have a Pro Tour match or two that I don't know about. All right, so whatever they play here, I'm just going to Aether Gust it probably because the Kamano is going to fuck it up. Maybe I should just Aether Gust the Kamano on upkeep or on draw step. Nah, because I could just kill it next turn. It'll be a 2/2 instead of it coming down again and being annoying again. The +1/+1 counter is actually very annoying from Kamano. Aether Gust is awesome. I agree with that. It's pretty cool. All right, so we let this happen, and we see what they do. Soul Scar. Okay, so let's just put this on top, and then we'll go. I guess Stomp. And I'll play this as a red, and the next turn we'll have some more stuff to do. Well, Flame Blast Bolt the Kumano, and then Fire Impulse the Swiss Spear, probably. Would you consider Memory Deluge in this deck, or is it too clunky? I mean, we're not even playing 4 Treasure Cruise. I would play 4 Treasure Cruise before I played any Memory Deluge. Memory Deluge is better in the blue-white decks because your removal exiles, and it's kind of clunky. What's this? Rolling Vortex. Weird that they would play this before they played Swiss Spear. Oh, they must have bought him the Swiss Spear, huh? I guess I could look at those things, but it's no fun. Tandy, you see anything else from the full Campaign spoiler that you consider? There seem to be some push commons that caught me off guard, but overall a solid set with stuff that can compete for slots. Mainly asking as I just finished reading your first impressions. That was before the full set was out. I'm not 100% on things from that, which I might want, but I am interested in... Oh, wow, that sucks. Bottomless Anger, I guess. This Chandra's gonna eat me alive now. Wonder if they're gonna go for the Den of the Bugbear attack. Top card Soulscar Mage, sure. Alright, so let's go Defiance in hand, Otawara on the bottom, Treasure Cruise, and we'll shock play Cruise. Try draw an answer. I will say go and see if they activate the Den. Mountains entered. So now we can play the Niv in a tapped land. We're at 10. We actually have a good shot at winning the game. We can Collective Defiance ourselves to wheel and deal a bunch of extra damage with Niv and attack for lethal next turn. This is assuming that Niv doesn't die, I guess. But I don't think I can shock again. I think I just got to play this tapped, even though I have the opt. The next turn we can go all 3 modes, kill this, deal them 3, wheel. And then we can maybe opt as well. And something else too. Defiance with 3 modes, yep. So they found light up the stage, but it cost them 3, and we draw a card and deal them 1. Den the Bugbear. I'm gonna go face. I'm gonna try to kill him. So Spirit Kumano. Either one, if they play it, we can block. It's only instant or sorcery, okay. So we can block, no big. Alright, so we don't need to kill the Soul Scar, so let's take our 1 from this. Alright, we'll do face. I'm pretty sure this is just lethal. So let's go opt first. Let's go bottom, I guess. Doesn't matter, they're dead. So let's go wheel. 2 modes. Opponent wheel. Alright, so target player discards us. Target player them. Red, 1, 1. Face. Easy. Easy, easy. Untapping with Niv. It's hard to lose. It's hard to lose when you untap with Niv. Alright. So that game was way closer than it should have been, I guess. Felt like we were very far ahead, and then Chandra was very scary. Holy wow, what a play to show up for. What's up, Cass? That was a nice one, huh? Maybe I got Brazen Borrower for the Collective Defiance. Brazen Borrower does bounce stuff, though. Bouncing stuff's cool. Alright. Maybe the Hullbreaker is whatever. Maybe on the draw, it's just not worth. Although they might bring in, like, some way to actually kill Niv. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Hullbreaker Horror. I think I got a mulligan. We'll keep, and I'll put back a Hall, I guess. And we just hope we draw a red source. I guess I could iteration on 2 to dig for a red source. But I think Thing the Ice on 2 is safer. Forces them to interact a bit. Looks like they've mulliganed as well. No, they didn't. Never mind. I'm stupid. They were just taking a minute. I thought they were putting back a card, but I was wrong. Alright, well, we found the other red source. That's good. I guess I could have played Spirebluff to bluff that I had a red removal spell. Hullbreaker seems too slow against mono red to me. I don't think they would board in a 7-drop. It's not so much that the 7-drop is good, as that you need any way to kill them. Your 2 Nivs are enough to win the game the turn you untap, but Hullbreaker Horror is similar. It's just harder to find a win con sometimes. And, like, you just have to kill them. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just have to kill them as quickly as possible. And I think that the Collective Defiance number 4 is just a little too clunky. You know, like, it's... I don't know. Like, I would love to have a card here that I'd be drawing to, like, hitting land drops to get to. Alright, so we're definitely going to block Swiss Spear. And then they're going to throw a burn spell at it. Or maybe I'll block Soul Scar, depending on what they do. And then we'll just untap an Anger. But I want to tap them out so that my Anger kills Swiss Spear. Needle, I think that Eidolon is too good. I also think that you seem really hard up on You seem really hard up on Obosh for some reason. Obosh is pretty lackluster. I haven't seen it do much. All right, I'm gonna block here. We'll take 4. They can tick up mana and hit this. That's okay. Then we'll just anger these 3 away. Okay. But that's kind of what I was wanting to happen anyway. All right, so now we got to figure out a way to beat Chandra. It's going to be difficult. We just don't get a lot of time. Well, it's a little different in Modern Needle because you have so many better 1-drops. Yeah, two Chandras now. 2 Chandras now. All right, so I'm going to go red on this. I'm going to go 2 modes. Deal 3 and wheel. We'll do me wheel, deal 3 to this Chandra, since it deals me a lot more damage more quickly. But I think I'm just dead. I mean, this is... They had the, like, triple creature draw into Planeswalker. Like, perfect foil for a deck like this. Not a whole lot to be done. Need black for the Elder Spell. Whoops. My bad. All right, mana, deal you. Den of the Bugbear. Deal you 2 more. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Storm Draft's kind of cool. I forgot about that card. Man, tough matchup. All right, we're playing against Yorion. Do I keep 5 land? I think I do, actually. We're going to hit land drops. They're Winota, so we're going to have a lot of time. Yeah, decks that can use all their mana perfectly every turn and that do are very hard to beat. All right, opponent mulligan to 6. We don't really want Sokenzan. Oh, I do want another land, though. Definitely. I'm going to pretend like I am mana screwed. Dopamine roulette, yeah. I don't want to play into Censor, so I think I'm not gonna. I'll just play next turn. We have so many potential misses with iteration with so many lands in hand already. We bottomed the land. All right, whatever. We'll play the iteration now. We could also just wait, but I will go Narset in hand. Consider. See if they want to censor this. That's fine. Treasure cruising your graveyard. No, I'm good. They have quite a few answers to Niv-Mizzet that aren't counterspells, though, so this is probably going to be a tough matchup. The Narset next turn could be good, though. Do we not swing a Niv in the matchup? The Wandering Emperor seems real rough. I'm not sure, Dennis. We'll see. If I get to untap with the Niv, I feel like it's going to draw me a million cards, so maybe we're okay with doing it, but I'm not sure. Cardbro says, I've been tinkering with adding white to my Izzet deck just to deal with mono red. It's a rough matchup without some sort of life gain, especially if you're on the draw 2 of the 3 games. Yeah, I think that's just the nature of the format, Curd Bros. Adding another color is just going to worsen the problem, I think, by making you deal more damage to yourself and such. We'll keep the Brazen Borrower. It seems like a nice one to have here. Let's play a Narset. Stained Glass Narset. These are the ones I always play with on Arena. Doan's Veto. That's fine. Alright, well, Narset comes out before land, which is a little weird. Farewell is the draw. I'm gonna Petty Theft, I guess. I could say Petty Theft. If they don't have land 6 for Farewell, this could be good. We have the backup. We also have Treasure Cruise. If they kill this and we draw a land, we can go Niv plus Treasure Cruise and draw an extra card. Maybe. But it's also possible I should just wait until I have 20 mana before I play this, and I should have just played Narset. Because Narset actually shuts this down a little. But they can maybe go Narset plus something to kill it, but I don't know what. Should have probably gone Narset plus Brazen Borrower to threaten their Narset. Stop their random card draw things they might have. Farewell gets my graveyard too, though. Bummer, forgot. Maybe I should just play Treasure Cruise. All right, so now we go Narset, Thing in the Ice, Opt. I really don't like that I can't see what they chose. Well, a lot of the Izzet Phoenix decks started playing Tablet of the Guild's Card Bros, and I think it's pretty good. All right, so now we just get to wheel them. So we will. So we made them discard Narset, Absorb, March, and a land, and they drew 1. So a little bit of mind twist action. See, even if that was Days Undoing, I would rather have my hand than Days Undoing, right? Narset, or sorry, you're into hand. Let's go Thing in the Ice. Opt. Top. Bottom. Like Expressive. I'm gonna go ahead and wheel them again. If they counter, that's fine. That means they might be just out of resources for my Niv and stuff. Yep. Yeah, it's choose 2 colors, but it works for your stuff. So every opt or whatever you play, like this deck should probably just be playing some of those tablets, to be honest. Maybe 2 or 3. It's so good against those decks because you just play 100 spells. All right, March on my Thing in the Ice. That's fine. Their card draw is locked down. They have Yorn in hand. Let's go Iteration. See if we can find some juicy to hit. Let's go. I guess I'll take Impulse in hand and then just cast Treasure Cruise for all of it. Then just play a land. If they censor me, I think that's okay. We still have the other cruise and cycle farmland. Okay. But the Fire Impulse isn't actually that bad because Impulse plus Bolt kills the Yorion. And the Omen of the Sea getting blinked doesn't matter because of the Narset currently. So they are Shocking, Fateful Absence, plus Yorion. Okay, so they get to draw 1 card. And then we'll 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I guess we go Narset Thing plus double kill. All right, you're go. Storming without Manamorphose is real medium. I agree with that. It's not really a 2-drop in this format. It's a 3-drop. And I think that that's too lackluster. So this has to be a minus. And then we just kill with Stomp. They targeted that. Okay. Do I even minus? Let's see. I think I'm too flush. I think I'm too flush to go for Niv right now. So I think I just go Stomp. And I'll just say go, and I'll play... I'll play Bonecrusher. An EOT, draw a clue. Could Niv and ping the Teferi? Yeah, but there's no reason to, right? I'm exposing Niv to just like generic interaction for no reason when I can just wait for it to be the last thing. The Narset's really hammering their card advantage. Farewell, 2. Okay, so this is going to be... I should have drawn a card. I misclicked. All right, so now we'll play Niv. We'll play Iteration, draw a card. Deal 1 to face. We'll keep, let's see, Iteration, Defiance on bottom. Land, we'll play the land. Guess I'll just say go. All threat and start slapping? Yeah, we're just running them out of resources. And they should be out pretty soon. I mean, every card they have at this point that they draw is a big beefy beater, though, which is kind of good. Kind of good for them, bad for us. 8 flap since this. All right, so let's draw a card. Deal them 1. All right, we'll play Consider. We have very few cards left in our deck, though, so we got to be cognizant of that as well. Go face. And I think I'm not going to play the Flame Blast Bolt. I think I'll just save them for later. I'll keep the Sokenzan. That's creatures. I guess I'm missing a damage if I don't, so maybe I will go ahead and play this here. Let's go Sokenzan. Attack for 2. Already played a land. I think I just say go. Nah, I'm gonna stomp and play another creature. So as we have Hall plus Brazen Borrower next turn, so this is threatening lethal. So even if they have a verdict, so they're gonna counter the stomp with Absorb or something. What's this? Shark Typhoon for what? 3? Easy. Easy clap. All right, let's cut these 1-mana removals. Bring in Hullbreaker, Mystical Dispute, negate. Does Reversal do anything? Not really. Fry's okay. Fry's probably in here. The Collective Defiances are maybe not necessary. Anger can go for sure. Alright, so we just leave in 2 collective. It's like a really bad remand. Do I keep this hand? I kind of want to. On the draw, we have an opt. We have a lot of our great cards. Alright, let's hope we hit a land. Bummer. So what we get for gambling, I guess. Hey, turn 4 Hall of Storm Giants entering untapped. Pog. I think Ummin's fine. All right, here we go. Land. All right, well, let's see if they have something while I'm tapped out. Oh, it's a Planeswalker. Oh, Flash Planeswalker, huh? When did they start making those, huh? When did they start making those? Planeswalker to Flash came out in 2009? Damn. I don't remember that. All right, do we want like 2 Flame Blast Bolt to kill a Planeswalker that minuses over these Collective Defiance? Kinda. Defiance seems like it's only good with Narset and unnecessary most of the time. It was really good in game 1 though. And we're on the play. We kind of just run them out of stuff. You know? The Bunker says, next is the Planeswalker that gives all Planeswalkers flash. Am I right? Maybe. Mulligan my Zero Lander. Learned my lesson last time. Keep. Bench. Bonecrusher, maybe. Just hope we draw 2 lands in a row, I guess. Or 5 lands in a row is probably fine. They mulligan as well. Maybe they'll be on 5 or 4. Well, we drew 1 land. That's a start. All right, let's see if we get our Narset vetoed, which we probably will, but we got to go for it. I had a feeling I was going to draw like some Spirebluffs. No veto, no censor. That's fair, Tron Girl. Leyland Anticipation has been around a while now. You're right. The 80 versions, I guess, play Jawari. I don't know why they played this over censor necessarily. I kind of wish they'd ban Narset, to be honest. Narset's kind of broken. Like Dispute. Next time we can go Defiance plus Dispute if we don't get Days Undoings. The blue-white decks don't usually play Days Undoing, but they might side some to go with Narset. Does Control die without Narset? Maybe, but shouldn't it probably die if it's so all in on Narset? Miss. I needed those lands. I needed those lands. Time to watch Todd and play Vampire Survivors. I don't know what that is. Is that a cool game called Vampire Survivors? Field of Ruin. What you gonna play? Ah, $3 on Steam and it rules? That's cool. Reversal would be insane here? Narcissus reversal would be insane here, is a question. It's something that just was said. You mean on like Absorb or something? I'm gonna go for a counterspell on this. I assume that they have Dispute if they've been leaving this blue up and not playing stuff for a while. I'm definitely not gonna just buy games. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Can't just buy games all the time, chat. That's not how this works. Alright, they're tapping out for something. Maybe we'll get a good Collective Defiance on them. Or not. Maybe my Narset will die. Even better. Alright, I'm gonna go. I hope I draw a land so I can escalate and dispute. So I want to kill the Emperor and the Samurai. But we're probably going to get vetoed. We know they have an Absorb, though. So if it's just Absorb and we draw a land, we're in good shape. If they had reversal when you were frying Narset. So their reversal. Oh, this doesn't have Planeswalkers anymore. That's stupid. No, it does. Ponor Planeswalker. Come on, read the card. You're killing me. Maybe it was one of those things that used to say opponent, but now says opponent or Planeswalker after the errata. Errata? After le errata? Alright, well, here's where we draw the lands, chat. This is where we draw the lands. We play Narset, they go Absorb, we dispute, they veto. That's fine. Can't win anyway. Tough match this one's been, huh? A lot of long games this tournament. Iteration. We'll go negate in hand, consider over to the side. I'm gonna go play this, I guess. Graveyard the land. I'm just gonna try to kill this. Should I? Or should I try to keep a Teferi from resolving? I don't know that I can beat Hall of the Storm Giants, to be honest. Ooh, I hope so, Connor. Excuse me. All right, go for Teferi, but don't have the counter. Don't have the dispute backup. I know one of their 3 cards is absorb. We can't beat this either, though. What, bro? Retro Reggie. All right, let's consider our options. Activate the Vantress. Unfortunately, this can't bounce the Hall either. That sucks. Little do they know that if they just went Hall attack twice, I'd probably die. We have to, like, wheel our hand next turn. All right, I'm just going to play Borrower as a little beatdown stick. Madden, that's a pretty cool suggestion. I'm not sure. It costs 5, though. 5 is kind of harsh. I'm not even maxing out on, like, Teferi, and I do think that it's worse than Teferi. But that card was really good in the standard versions of the deck, so you never know. Memory Deluge. Let's go for a negate. They don't know that if they just attack me for 7 twice, I'd die. I wonder if they're going to fare well just to kill this and get my graveyard. I forgot about Yorion. I mean, they have control, right? I'm only attacking for 3. I don't know. Maybe they just think I have an answer for Hall the Storm Giants that I don't. I don't know. Or maybe they just want to make sure that they can kill me with it and protect themselves from random shit. All right, we're going to deal them 3. And then we might just play super hard with the disputes on anything. If they go for Deluge, we'll definitely single dispute the Deluge. I don't want to wheel. I could have spent 1 more to wheel their hand, but I think that would have warranted the absorb, and I didn't really want them to absorb it because I can't fight. All right, this Deluge I can't stop without a double dispute, so I'll just wait. Neckbeard Douche, thanks for the follow. I wonder if they made that account just for me, so I'd say Neckbeard Douche. Probably. People are really mean on the internet. I never give anybody the benefit of the doubt anymore. Here comes Urian. Dispute 1, they pay or absorb. Dispute 2, I pay. Sounds like a free follow? Yeah, maybe. Hopefully I never hear from them again if they're mean. Alright, so let's attack. And then burn them out! Wham, 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 wham! Wham, 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 wham! Wham, 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 wham! Wham, 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 wham! I guess I'll keep. We have the anger if they're aggro. I have a feeling they're aggro. Oh, we won the die roll too, so we have opt and we have a lot of stuff covered. Narset's good against slow decks. Anger's good against fast decks. We got Narset Defiance. We got an opt to smooth things over. Good thing we main phase. Really need to hit that land drop. This is a ting in the ice, man. Alright, let's go Narset. And then I'm just gonna chill. Well, you're the one who picked the name, girl. If I just call you girl, then people are gonna be like, oh, what do you mean, girl? Just, that's all they are to you is girl? And I'm just like, come on. Alright, so I should make them discard their hand, right? Target player discards all their hands. Seems pretty good, I think. Target player discards their hand. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. That's all I know. Seems pretty good. Physical disputes. Anger can go. Fry, maybe. Maybe negate, maybe Hullbreaker, something like this. I don't know if they're Phoneix or Control. They went Expressive on 3 and missed their land drop, so who knows. Let's maybe keep the Flame Blast in case they're Phoneix. Get rid of the Impulse. What do I cut? Sorry. It was Blue-Red Days? How can you tell? They went turn 2, Thing in the Ice. Turn 3, Iteration, reveal, opt, concede. Right? Does the mountain give it away? Because they had a mountain? I don't have a mountain in my deck. Does that give me away? Maybe negates are bad. I don't know if the Fry's that good either. If it just kills Narset, I guess it kills Thing in the Ice too. If they're Phoneix, they might have Jaces. Phoneix don't have Thing in the Ice main? I mean, a lot of them do, Pedro. Just because some new Zoomers started cutting them doesn't mean that everyone cut them. Just look at every deck dump. Look at every Is a Phoneix deck we play in the leagues. Most of them have Thing, and they literally had Thing. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Feel like negate is good. I feel like there's a lot of cards that are good, but you can't cut too much shit. And I'm not even sure exactly what deck they're playing yet, so we'll see. I'm probably gonna get clowned. But I want the Fries in case they do have the Narsets, I guess. Too many good cards in the world, not enough deck slots to play them all. Exactly, you get it. All right, well, they went for iteration. I'm probably going to do the same. If I draw a land, I'll probably play Narset and just not tick down. Okay, they have Defiance. So they are the mirror, and they did not find a land. Let's see if we can hit a land. We did. We'll take both lands. So hand, bottom, exile, play. And I'll just discard Flame Bless, I guess. We'll cut these after sideboard now. Do we know they're not phoenixing? We don't have a counter spell, so we might as well play Narset, see if we can get one of theirs. They might have Fry. I'm going to wait. Actually, no. Because they might have Fry, I'm going to go ahead and pop. We have a Fry of our own. I'm going to take a Consider. That way we can push towards Cruise a little bit faster. I guess now they can Defiance and hit it for 3. But if that's their whole turn, I think I'm fine with that. Maybe they'll wield their own hands. And then they'll lose because of state-based actions. Okay. What's the loss versus? Mono red. They had nut draw. Alright, so let's go Niv in hand, Op Narset. Play Narset. We didn't have land, so I might as well just go and get this down. And then I'll just not minus. Just because I'll have to discard anyway, and I really just want to land. Flame Blast Bolt, that's fine. Jace VP, that's one that's not very good against me. And Defiance on the Narset too. Okay. Alright, we just want lands here. Dispute. I'll keep the Dispute. Keep the island. I'm going to keep the Fry for later. 2 Narsets down. Unlikely that Fry is going to do a ton. If this is Niv, then we're just going to play dueling Nivs. No, I'll Fry theirs. And that's why we save the collected, or that's why we save the Fry if we can help it. Let's see, we'll go thing in, let's see, let's go Dispute in hand, thing in the ice on bottom, Hall. We'll play Hall, hold up Dispute. We'll Dispute. They'll probably counter back. Yeah, now we're fucked. That sucks. We're gonna lose now, probably. Maybe I should have just cruised last turn while they were tapped out. Hall attack? Oh, we could have hall attacked. You're right. That was probably a mistake. We do get a draw card. I will do one to the Narset. Tandy, where do you source your music? So Amazon has a thing called Soundtrack by Twitch. And I use that. It's all one playlist. It's called like the Synthwave playlist or something. I forget exactly. Yeah. Nice. So they found a Fry, so they're going to be able to kill Niv. We do draw another card, and we do have another Niv as well. What if they go for another Narset? All right, so we'll just wheel their hand now. Take the other Narset. Is this a mirror match? It is. Flame Blast Bolt. They're down to no cards in hand. We still have a backup Narset and a Niv. Expressive Iteration is one of the best draws they could find. And that's a Jeech. All right. Espinoza says, so taking the Days Undoing out is for the extra damage done. So the difference between Days Undoing and Collective Defiance is that Days Undoing, when you have very few resources, can juice you back up to 7. And when you have Narset, like, it juices you back up to 7 and knocks your opponent's entire hand out, except for one card that they get to draw. Collective Defiance doesn't juice your hand back up, but has the alternate modes of killing a creature or dealing 3 damage to a planeswalker or player. And those modes, I think, make it a better choice for the deck than Days Undoing specifically. All right. I'm gonna keep. This is a bit of a risky keep, but we're in the draw. We got a couple of ways to dig for red sources. If we draw a red source, we can go Impulse, Consider on 2. Days Undoing is also artificially inflated because of this deck, I think. So, ooh. Yavimaya Elf, not something you see every day. I saw Yavimaya, I assumed it was the other deck. All right, let's look for mana. Graveyard this. We found it. That's good. Kiora. Simic Zombie came 15th on the Challenge Me thing. Uh-oh. Another red? I think red is more important than a land. Questing Beast is very scary. No red source. Guess what iteration? So we'll go Stormcarved in hand, opt Spirebluff, play Spirebluff. Say go. Either consider a Flame Blast based on what they play. The next turn we might could do something. Too much, too fast. Too much, too fast. I was faltering. Do I want the Gust? Probably. Dispute, no. Anger, probably not. Negate, probably not. 2 Gusts and a Hullbreaker. I like Borrower. I don't love the Anger, even though they have Elves. Maybe I'll just trim Treasure Cruise, huh? Run the place. Iteration's going to be a lot better now in the play. Defiance being able to kill Questing Beast is nice. Maybe I just cut like 2 opt. I'll keep this one. So why do all these lists still play Cruise over Dig when Narset is so popular? Just the difference between 1 mana and 2 mana, and the fact that you want to hit your land drops. Like, you want to hit like all your land drops with this deck. Alright, we'll go Narset in hand. We'll play this tapped. We could have took the Fire Impulse, I guess. Might have been a little bit better. Anything in the new set got you excited for Pioneer? A couple things. I wrote an article on my Patreon that's free to read the other day. All right, let's go Narset. And I think I'm just not going to do it. Just going to play Spirebluff Canal. That way, if they go Questing Beast, I can maybe go Iteration into Collective Defiance. Questing Beast hits me for 4, but doesn't quite kill Narset. But if they have Smasher, they can kill it. Come on. Narset's so good in Pioneer? I think you just mean to say Narset's so good. Narset's just very good. I don't even know what to do anymore. How do I beat a Reality Smasher with my deck? I guess that's the way. I'm just going to say go and go for Gust into Expressive Cruise next turn and maybe flip. Maybe we're going to get Stubborn Denialed. If we get Stubborn Denialed, I'm going to be very sad. Oh, wow. At least they're doing it now. I'm way happier that they're stubbing that instead. You want to brew Lord Xander with Sword and Blood for Bones, but it felt too janky. Well, that's because it is too janky. You hit the nail on the head, friend. We've found the problem. All right. I'm gonna probably go Thing in the Ice first. The odds of us transforming this turn are pretty low anyway. Especially because we cut 2 opt out of the deck. Wow. Okay, so Otawara in hand. Play the coasts. Alright, so we're dead probably. I'm not gonna chump block. I'm just gonna take it. If they play another Smasher, I have to block, right? No, that's only 14. Maybe I don't. Opponent's deck seems sweet. Yeah, apparently it did well in the challenge this past weekend, so this might be a new contender on the block. I think people really just figured out that Kiora Behemoth Beckoner is fucked up. That card's been very good in the mono green devotion decks. I'm very happy with it myself when I was playing it. Does a lot of stuff. Alright, what can we draw? Anything? All the Storm Giants. Kiora plus Planeswalker equipped to Goofy. I don't know what that means. Alright, we'll block here. Take 4. Yeah, Field of Ruin, then kill the Hall. We do have 1 island in our deck, but really we just need to hit a card draw spell to change into another one. Hope they don't have Summer Denial. So they're going to go ahead and play the Smasher and draw a card. Makes sense. That was okay to draw. It's better than being dead. Iteration, perfect. Now let's hit a spell. Alright, so let's go... Borrow in hand, opts. Let's play the opts, and then draw a card off of this. Peruse, top. Then I'll attack face. And if they play Reality Smasher, I'll bounce, pitch. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just chill. They have so many cards in hand. I want the Hullbreaker Horror. I want Brazen Borrower online. They don't draw a card because of the Narset, so I'm not worried about bouncing the Kiora. If they had some way to kill this, we still have Borrower to bounce. I just didn't want to lose to Stubborn Denial when I have Hullbreaker Horror about to come down. All right, so we can get everything. So we can escalate this. We get their hands. See, we're at 2. So wheel them, kill Elf, deal 3 to Kiora. This makes me feel like they have Summer Denial. That sucks. Maybe I should have started with Cruise. Wonder if I should have cruised to try to hit an untapped land, but I have a lot of tapped ones. Steam Vents is tapped, Spirebluff's tapped. Okay, this is scary. They're tapping a bunch of mana. 5 so far. Bouncing Shambusher bad to make Stubby D not work. Probably might. Okay, we're gonna bounce this. I think I have to discard Hullbreaker, but maybe I should discard Cruise. I'm gonna discard the Hullbreaker. I guess I could have discarded the Fire Impulse. All right, so let's do 3 modes. We'll go wheel, kill, kill. And so they discard their Reality Smasher. And I guess we play a land. Let's say go. Maybe I attack. I lose to like most haste things anyway. Thought here would be... Oh, they just peeled it. Let's see what I would have drawn. That sucks. They had Smashers and Questing Beasts were tough. Reckless Stormseeker, that one's really good right now. This hand's pretty nice. We'll probably play an Opter, consider on one to filter our first draw. What was the brew you were up against just getting into Pioneer? It looked like Simic Beatdown, Simic Eldrazi or whatever. Just a bunch of fatties with haste and... I don't know. Does that mean the new Urbrask is Pioneer playable? Maybe. I don't think so, though. Playing against the same deck? No. Keenan. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, we'll look for a couple removal spells here, huh? That's one. I'm just gonna kill the Keenan. And then we'll opt... Or maybe we won't even opt. We might just anger next turn. Depending what they do. No play. Alright, let's anger. They're gonna float 2. This Coco? If this is a Coco Keenan deck, that's kind of rad. I didn't even think about that. I wonder what they're Cocoing into. This is maybe fucked up. This is maybe bad news bears for us. Strong Girl says they're just playing a bunch of big dudes with bad attitudes. That's true. Elf Troll, okay. So they just have Keenan because they're an elf deck, but no other reason? Maybe there's one other reason. Keenan's really cool though. I love Keenan. I love it with Springleaf Drum and Mox Amber and Elves and Leyline of Abundance and all sorts of stuff. It's fun. Alright, we'll take the 4 and then we'll just bounce everything. So let's go bounce everything. This trigger on the stack. I'm gonna Flame Blast Bolt this guy. Top. Concession. I'll take it. Alright, Aether Gust for sure. Anger seems pretty good. And Hullbreaker. What seems bad? This does not seem like it's that great of a Narset matchup. So maybe, but the Collective Defiance does seem good, and so it's hard to find cuts whenever Collective Defiance is good. Whenever Days Undoing and Narset are bad, I just cut both of them for a bunch of sideboard shit, but now it's a little bit harder because Defiance is okay. Maybe it's just like this and this. Because they seem a little weak to Thing in the Ice. I think the bounce is good. Anger and Gust are great. Hullbreaker is a nice top end effect. It's kind of hard for them to beat. This deck seems super good. I mean, we're 2-2. It can't be that good. We're playing against nothing but aggro decks this one. Last league we played Winota. We played against 4 black-red mid-range decks. This league, we play against 4 Llanowar Elf decks and a mono red. A little rough. Or sorry, 3 Elf deck, a mono red, and a mirror. Excuse me. I don't want to misquote. Trimming a Niv, maybe? No, Niv's fucked up. You have to win the game somehow. But maybe Thing Nice is good enough. We'll keep the land. Did we play against Uwe Control in the mirror? Oh, yeah, we did. And we beat them both. We lost to the Elf decks, I guess. My bad. Maybe I'm misremembering. I guess this is 2 Elf decks in a row and then mono red in the first round. We play against Blue White in the mirror. We beat Blue White mirror. We lost to mono red. We lost to the Blue Green beatdowns. Yeah, the losses were somewhat close. I think mono red was tough though. Mono red is going to be one of those decks that's just kind of hard to beat for this deck. You know, Phoneix can overwhelm them with removal. This deck has less, you know. We're short like 3 lightning axes, basically. Old growth troll. Gonna go ahead and kill the Skoos. I don't think it's gonna kill too much more that they play this game because they didn't start with any elves. But I could be wrong. I feel like they're just gonna either Coco and hold up mana, so like the anger is just gonna get worse. Yorvo's scary. I assume that this is gonna die or get stubbed rather. This is gonna get countered. And now I'm pretty sure I lose. We're gonna have to bounce it. Maybe I go cruise, bounce it next turn. It's just so big. We got to get up to 7 for this bad boy. All right, we'll go ahead and bounce this. I thought they would play a creature to pump it pre-combat. They didn't. So now they can just cast it again. We'll take 5 down to 6. We'll, I guess, play Thing in the Ice and hope we draw another 1 mana removal so we can double up. Or they're just going to go for weird. I guess they're just going to Coco. Yeah, big hits for me. Big hits for the Tandy man. Can't block. So I think I just have to try to draw another thing to kill this. I don't think I can target the elf. I guess if they actually cancel. Anger of the Gods can help as well. I'm not going to play this because I kind of need anger and this doesn't block. Wow. Well, I have to hope they whiff on this Coco, I guess. Well, they can't play it. It's just petty theft, or is it also Coco? It's also Coco. All right. Probably dead. Any creature. Okay. I don't think I want negates, but maybe I want Narset. Maybe I just have to have Collective Defiance Narset to screw him up, especially on the play. The Angers actually look kind of dog shit. Let's cut them, especially on the play. I'm gonna cut Borrower. I'm gonna cut one Flame Blast Bolt. Maybe one cruise. I think we need the cruises. I think we need to have that burst of card draw. I think we have to go kill something, card draw, kill something, card draw. We're going to be very inefficient at it, though, because of Collective Defiance. I think we got a mulligan this one, unfortunately. This one is maybe worse. Holy shit. All right, we'll keep. We have an untapped land. I need red mana ASAP. I don't know. I'm not in love with the mana base in this deck, to be honest. I feel like our lands are tapped on weird spots a bunch. All right, red source, no, but it's a land. I think I have to bend it. I think I just need red only. It's a little aggressive, but I think that I can't win if I don't kill like this elf on one. So like I'm not just gonna go opt or whatever. Consider. Oh, that was a good draw. If we didn't do what we did, we wouldn't have hit it, I don't think. So take the gust. That's fine. If they go land 3-drop creature though, not as fine. Still beatable. Scooz is okay too. All right, I am gonna iteration. We want removal. Let's go Gust in hand, haul off to the side, impulse. And let's go red for this. Let's kill the Scooz. I'm gonna go ahead and draw off of this as well. Ooh, Flame Blast Bolt. I'm gonna go ahead and take it and kill the creature. All right, so they're stuck on 2. They found the 3rd. I think instead of attacking the Narset for 1, I guess they have a 3-drop, but that's weird. It's weird that they would do this instead. All right, let's see what they do here. Let's go game log. Put it on the bottom. Okay. I could hold up another Gust, but the only thing I'm afraid of is Coco, and they can play around my Gust for as much as they want. And they drew it, unfortunately. You think there's a way to fix mana or just part of how Pioneer works? I'm not sure. All right, let's go 1 mana cruise. All right, we're gonna go end of turn. Consider. Don't really want the Flame Blast Bolt. Alright, if we get to untap with Niv-Mizzet, I can't imagine we lose the game. Bounce? Bounce is gross. We get to draw a card. Do one to face. Alright, so we take 8, they draw a card. We're at 7. I don't want to untap land, that way if they do have a way to bounce Niv, I can kill the werewolf. Use, okay. Let's go Thing in the Ice. I'm gonna go just deal 4 to this. Then we'll play Opt-TOT. Oh no, we'll cruise. Let's cruise. They can eat 3 things in the graveyard, so we need to block Pack Leader. Oh, they may be killing me this turn. Let's see, I guess we'll take the ooze damage. Since I can't do the, Okay. So they can eat 2 things and put me to 2? Close game? Yeah, for sure. I guess they can eat 2 and then hold up Stubborn Denial. Maybe they have a Blossoming Defense, they can go for lethal. Alright, tapped land, that's good for me. Let's go bottom. Let's go ahead and return everything. Guess we'll just play Niv. If I get to untap, I can't imagine I lose, but odds of me untapping I think are decent. They're not playing the hasty version, so it's unlikely they go bounce and then haste creature attack. Not playing around Ceratops? Ceratops has pro blue, man. What do you want? These both can't block. You want me to just sit? Do you want me to just not deal 7 damage to my opponent and threaten lethal? If you want me to not threaten lethal next turn, that's fine. I think that's a horrible mistake though. Jeff A. OG coming in with the 28 months, my man. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back to the Todd Squad, fam. Hold up Otawara to play around Ceratops? You want me to hold up Otawara instead of playing Niv-Mizzet and killing my opponent? I think y'all don't understand how the game's gonna go. If I hold up Otawara, they just play a bunch of these fuckers and then don't die. But untapping with Niv just kills them because we could just collect a Defiance. So let's do 3 modes. We wheel. 3 here. 3 damage to them. Defiance has been so sweet. Defiance has been cool.